Warning, the following will contain spoilers for Resident Evil Village, so if you don't want to hear any spoilers, this is your chance to click away. So, Mother Miranda is definitely one of the more interesting characters in Resident Evil Village. Towards the end of Resident Evil Village, you find out that she can transform into other people, and she was in fact your wife, Mia, for a good while. And later on, after that reveal, you then find out she is the old hag who has been stalking you throughout most of the game. Now, what I found interesting about this is that is probably not much of a surprise. At least, you know, when you consider the fact that the old lady was always a bit of a weirdo. But one theory that I want to put forward is the theory that one other person, who I'm sure you've seen from the title, was also Mother Miranda in disguise. So let's get into that, shall we?
No. They're all in Louisa's house. And she's not answering and the gate is locked.
Quiet, girl. He's an outsider.
How do you know that?
Oh.
I'm just very...
Sure,
I am not an outsider, I'm just very...
Can your old man walk?
No. One of the monsters cut him. He's lost a lot of blood. We have to get into Louisa's house.
Quiet.
So this is Elena and her father, with whom you meet very early on within Resident Evil Village. And as you can see from the beginning, she very much wants to get in to Louisa's house where the remaining survivors are held. At first, you know, you will probably think that it's just because she wants to be with the other survivors, she wants to be safe. But I'm going to put it forward that maybe, you know, she wasn't just doing it for that sole reason. But anyway, you then make it into the house, and this then happens.
I said go!
Yeah, dude, my gun's not out, okay?
Well,
if I had my gun out, fair enough.
if Elena trusts you, then so do I.
Now, this may not seem like much in the grand scheme of things, you know. Louisa tells a guy to go patrol the grounds, one of the few people left, but I think that's going to come back later. So anyway, you make it into the house, where you're all chatting, you're all having a good time, you're all having fun. You're not, but obviously, you know, as things carry on. And then eventually, things take a sour turn, as you're about to see.
Dumb bitch is crazy as a bag of rats.
There is wisdom
Well, the
in
werewolves
her
didn't
devotion,
kill her.
though. And I hope it protected her as it shall protect us.
Or maybe she's just too old to eat. He's gonna turn anyway, so...
What are you doing?
Leonardo, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Ethan, you have a gun!
Father!
Elena, no, stay back!
No, let me go!
Now, when you look at that recording, Elena didn't really put up much resistance. You'd think, considering the fact that she, you know, that's her dad, she would at least try and push you back to get in there. But no, in reality, all she kind of does is say, no, let me go. But she doesn't put up much resistance. And that, I believe, is because she is in fact Mother Miranda and wants all those people to die. Moving on to my next point. When her father turns into a werewolf, initially, I wasn't that suspicious of anything, to be honest. You know, it just seemed like that's something that can happen. But later on in the game, we find out that in order to become a Lycan, you need to be infected with a thing called Kadu, which isn't exactly something that you could just get. So I would like to say that Mother Miranda deliberately injected the father, while pretending to be the daughter, with the Kadu parasite in order to, you know, turn him into a werewolf once they get into Louisa's place to kill off all the people, okay? Still don't believe me? That's absolutely fine. This is just a theory, but I'm going to move on to the next point which I'm going to make, which is from this scene, which I'm about to show you.
Couldn't go! I don't want to kill him right in front of his daughter.
Elena?
I said no!
You should have...
So, as you may or may not have noticed, her demeanor has completely changed when she shoots her dad. You'd think shooting your dad would be something very hard to do, but no, she's doing it like it's nothing because Ethan's line was on the line, and Mother Miranda needed Ethan alive to find Rose, the pieces of Rose, and kill off the rest of her so-called family. So there's more to get into as well, but I think that's a very solid piece of evidence that Mother Miranda was in fact pretending to be Elena. On to the next one.
You're kind.
I think
I
I'm
hope
doing
your
the bare
family's
minimum.
safe.
I hope your family is safe. Now, I have watched through many playthroughs of Resident Evil Village. I have even tried to watch through myself playing it right now, and I cannot find a single point where Ethan tells Elena that he's even looking for his family, or that he even has one. And why does she use the term family as well? You know, even if he had told her, she would say, baby, I hope you find your kid, or something. But the only person who would know that Mia and Rose are alive is Mother Miranda herself. So if you ask me, this is very much clear evidence that Elena is actually Mother Miranda, and it's a slip of the tongue or a little hint given to us by the developers to hint at the fact that she is in fact Mother Miranda in disguise. But, you know, they didn't want to tell us because, you know, you want to be a bit more, you know, subtle with these things. But there's one more thing that I want to show, and that's that eventually Elena falls into the fire, and then straight after you get out, and then this happens.
Mother Miranda! Hey!
You evil person! You killed my friend!
And so the last person left alive is killed by Mother Miranda straight after Elena had fallen into the fire, where Mother Miranda could have instantly gone out the window because she can transform into many different things, including birds, where she then proceeded to kill the last remaining villager because she wanted them all dead. You know, if you ask me, you know, this is just a theory at the end of the day, but I think this is concrete evidence that they were hinting that Elena was Mother Miranda, but they didn't want to give it to us straight away because, you know, you want to leave some things a secret. So, you know, this has been my theory video for whether Mother Miranda is Elena. Do you believe she is? Feel free to tell me why or why not in the comments. You know, obviously it's a theory at the end of the day. There's no, you know, unless we get confirmation from the developers, there's no way of actually knowing whether this is true. So you have every right not to believe it. But I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this theory video of mine. And I hope you agree with me or disagree with me. I hope you give it a like. I hope you give it a comment. And I hope maybe you think about giving me a subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you have any theories yourself, by the way. That would be great to hear.